What's up, collectors and others? To see us today. We're going to be taking a look at the recently released pictures for Transformers Shattered Glass Autobot Goldbug. Before we start with the video, guys, I wanted to mention that I finally got my hands on Rhinox, the repaint of Bertha Break and Core Soundwave. So currently they're on the way. I'm waiting for them to arrive to my house to finally do some reviews on them. The reason I'm dropping news left and right is I got no relevant figures to review at the moment, and that's why I'm just dropping news pretty much all the time now. And I just wanted to mention, because you guys know that I'm super hyped for Core Class Soundwave. In my opinion, is one of the best core class, if not the best core class of the entire line, and I'm super happy that I'm finally adding him to my collection. So stay tuned for that. But I appreciate those that stick with me no matter the type of content that I release. I really appreciate that. But enough of me talking, let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. So quickly focusing on the box, you know the drill: Transformers, purple logo on the side, Shattered Glass on the bottom. On the display of the figure itself, you got an awesome image of him on the top left, as well as the name. You can see that awesome Shattered Glass Autobot logo as well. I honestly am a fan of the Shattered Glass packaging. In my opinion, is one of the best packagings pretty much ever. I'm a fan of purple, and you can see the purple is pretty much all around the box. And for the back of the packaging, we got the casual roll mode and vehicle mode, as well as 22 steps in your transformer, as well as the name on the top of the figure. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the box itself. So let's go ahead and move on to the figure. Oh, I completely forgot to mention that this brings the comic book. The cover of the comic has not been yet released, so I cannot show you that as of today. But supposedly it has a spot UV light on it, you know, on the cover itself. And for those that don't know what that is, essentially if you put it on dark, it's gonna glow back, and if you go ahead and, you know, put some light into it, it's also gonna glow. So I don't know which one it is, you know, which one of those two, but I know it's one of those two. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the comic. I just completely forgot about that, because for me it's completely irrelevant. But you know, moving on into the figure, you can see that pretty much essentially is clip jumper. We already know what this mold can offer, and the only differences from this one on the previous incarnations of the Shattered Glass is that, as you can see, it has no other, you know, weaponry or no other updates. You know, Megatron had a couple of changes to the mold itself, as well as, you know, some other accessories, and Shattered Glass Starscream as well, you know, with the dual swords and all that good stuff. But for this one, it's essentially exactly the same as clip jumper. You know, the only difference is the face coat, and for the face coat, you can see that it's not that bad. It's really accurate to its actual representations. For the sculpted in detail, it's not that bad as well. You can see the color distribution, everything is on the spot. We already know what this mold can offer, so we already know, you know, the articulation points and all that good stuff. But for me, I'm not excited about this mold. I'm not gonna go ahead and pick it up. The only one that I want is Soundwave, and I'm still contemplating if I should pick up Starscream, and only because of the dual blades, because in my opinion those look amazing. Pretty much those are the sellers of the entire figure. But for this one, it has absolutely nothing that makes me excited, so for me it's a pass. Moving on to the vehicle mode, again, we already know what this guy can offer by now. For the sculpted in detail, is not, you know, a surprise. But for the color distribution, you can see that pretty much everything is on the spot to make this guy a Goldbug. And I honestly love the color distribution. You can see that the ribs now are yellow, and it looks really aggressive. I kind of love, you know, the mix and match of the black and yellow. It looks amazing in my opinion. For accuracy, I really don't know if this was the actual mold that he had on the comic book. I highly doubt it. But you guys know, if you got, you know, some knowledge that I don't have, leave that on the comments down below, because I have no background whatsoever on the Shattered Glass universe. For the features that the vehicle mode has, bro, it's exactly the same as Clip Jumper, so it has exactly the same features. Funny enough, I didn't even have any idea that Clip Jumper had those features. That's how much I care about, you know, that. I never bet the weapons on the top of the vehicle mode. In my opinion, it looks ugly, and it's just it's not for me. And in terms of the thingamajig that it has under the wheels, this is the first time that I saw that. I had Clip Jumper for a while now, and I didn't have an idea of that. So it you know, it shows you that I sincerely don't care about this gimmick, and well, it looks good at the very least. For a non-CGI look at Goldbug, so you guys can appreciate a couple of different angles in that awesome, amazing paint work. You can see it looks amazing. Honestly, I love the purple Autobot logo. It looks insane in my opinion. That's one of the highlights for me, and it kind of looks like that version of Bumblebee that we had on the 4th movie of the Bayverse. You know, the black and yellow Camaro that we saw, you know, on the beginning of the movie. It kind of looks like that, and I kind of dig that. It looks amazing in my opinion. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this guy. So far, we got Megatron, Starscream, Blur, and Goldbug. I wonder who's gonna be next. Supposedly, there's a listing of a Jetfire, but the Jetfire that we got is a Commander class. I really highly doubt that they're gonna make a Shattered Glass of a Commander class. They're probably gonna get any random jet mode and just call it Jetfire and, you know, call it a day. But don't quote me on that one. They make the repaint of Black Sarak and made it a Generation Select line, so it's not that far-fetched. It's not that impossible. It's just a matter of you know, how many people are gonna double dip and if they think they're gonna get a profit out of it. And if they do, they're for sure gonna make a figure out of it. And I don't know how it's gonna be, you know, how they're gonna, you know, put the colors and all that good stuff. But for me, I didn't, you know, manage to get Jetfire, so that's gonna be, you know, a figure that I'm gonna be interested. If they release a repaint of the Commander class, I'm gonna be, you know, looking for it. But honestly, I do not know. What I do know is that I want Soundwave. That's pretty much the only figure that I know 100% I'm gonna pick out. That's pretty much a must-have for me. But you know, I talked to some people and they were saying that the reason they're not gonna release Shattered Glass Soundwave is because he's a Walmart exclusive, and you know, they are the only ones that they can use that mode. And I don't know about that. I honestly do not know you know, the contract behind it, so I sincerely don't know. But it makes sense because so far they haven't used, you know, the Bumblebee mode as well, you know, to do some repaints and all that good stuff. So it may happen, it may not happen. If it happens, I'm gonna for sure pick it up. If it doesn't happen, then, well, it's a bummer for me. But anyway, that brings us to the end of the video, guys. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm really interested in knowing your opinion on the subject. But with that being said, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. So I hope you enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like. It really helps YouTube algorithm and helps my videos get out there in a while. So if you get anything, any value out of my content, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. But this is pretty much it for Transformers Shattered Glass Goldbug.